Shyamji Agarwal has tweeted in our next question. Now he wants to know if he should pay capital gains tax if he sells property within 3 years of purchasing it. He's not given us a date. What would you say, Shipra?
So straightforward, yes, you will have to pay capital gains tax on that. So just to probably give a brief background, capital asset is divided into a short-term capital asset and long-term capital asset depending on the period of holding. So for example, if it's held for a period less than 3 years, it's considered to be a short-term capital asset, and if more than 3 years, then it's considered as a long-term capital asset. In terms of tax rates, a long-term capital asset, for example, a property is typically subject to 20% tax, whereas a short-term capital asset, the tax rate is going to be as per your income tax slabs, which could be, say, about at maximum about a 30 to 32% tax. So, of course, we'll need to figure out what is the sale consideration you're giving and what is the cost of purchasing the property to determine whether or not you're making a profit on which you will pay the tax or not.
Right, and on the screen you can see what exactly is capital gains tax. Also, let me tell you another thing. If you have to actually end up paying long-term capital gains tax, now that is tax against which you can also claim exemption, and my team will put up that information as well. But just to bring in Shipra over here, Shipra, how do you claim exemption on long-term capital gains tax?
Sure. So if you have you're making gains on the sale of a property and you reinvest that property into, say, buying another residential house or buying certain specified securities as determined under the Income Tax Act. So in that case, you will get an exemption for the capital gains tax.
Right. But also you need to remember that this house that you're buying, you need to buy a residential property, and it has to be, if you're buying a ready property, you have to buy it within 2 years of selling off the earlier property, and essentially you need to reinvest the gains within 2 years. And if you're buying under construction property, then you need to get possession of that property within 3 years of selling off the first property. If not, you can of course reinvest those gains in capital gain bonds, and that also, is there a cap on that, Shipra?
So I think it's limited to, of course, the gains you make. Those are the gains you can invest in the capital gains bonds, and the bonds are limited to, I think, a couple of ones that are listed in the Income Tax Act. For example, the REC and NHAI related bonds.
There it is. Your investment in your bonds are capped at 50 lakh rupees. So the amount of gains that you can actually reinvest in bonds is capped at 50 lakh rupees.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.